Well, first of all, to members of the media, let me say good afternoon to you. And I want to just clarify one issue before we get started. The World Gazette will not set the BIU's agenda because I understand there are comments being made, particularly in today's daily, that Mr. Furbert has responded to comments made by Mr. Fay, and I want to say this to you today. Don't ask me any questions about Mr. Fay. Those answers will be in the next edition of the Workers' Voice, so if you want to hear my comments to Mr. Fay about the BIU's dues and a number of other things, get that out of the next edition of the Workers' Voice, please. Now, ladies and gentlemen of the media, I called this press conference this afternoon in relationship to two comments that has been made by the Honorable Minister Terry Lister, Minister of Transport, I think last week Tuesday, and it might have been last week Wednesday or last week Thursday. I think the first point that was made on, I think it was Tuesday, was that the minister was making a comment particularly about the new bus schedules or the new bus rosters. And I think he was making a comment in regard that, you know, 5 bus operators almost belittling them to say that he's an accountant and the Permanent Secretary is a former educator and also a mathematician. So what do 5 operators know about putting together a schedule? That perusal committee that's put there to represent the membership has been in place for quite a number of years. So they know quite a bit about the rosters. They know quite a bit about the schedules. And let me just share this with you. That when Mr. Reed put this new schedule together, I was in a meeting with Mr. Reed one day, and one of the operators said to him, Mr. Reed, are you aware that you have a run finishing at Coeur d'Alene, and the operator now has to walk from Coeur d'Alene back over to Fort Langton? And Mr. Reed, they say, no, I'm not aware. That was it too, and they shared it too. So Mr. Lister's comments, the minister, is very offensive to our members because our members, make the time, they're working, and these people have feelings, they have families, and I think that the minister insulted them last week, and he owes them an apology for that. Let me just take that one step further. I don't think if Mr. Lister is, his profession is, he's an accountant. Nobody's going to ask Mr. Lister to go down to the hospital to perform an operation because I don't know what he knows about operating room, but you got to know what you're doing when you get there. So whilst you might understand the principle how rosters work, and as I try to get my skill in all the time for my members, the experts in any given area is the worker. And if you think that they don't have knowledge about the workplace, you test some of them. I found out that there's a lot of knowledge of people about the rosters per se. The second issue this afternoon concerns sick leave, because what the minister is saying, the reason why these bus runs are being canceled on a daily basis and why we can't provide a proper service is because of sick leave. Let me just make it crystal clear this afternoon. The BIU has been asking for quarterly sick leave printouts for the better part of 10 years now, so that we can sit down and deal with this possible abuses of possible sick time. But if Mr. Lister hasn't paid attention to it, that's a negotiated benefit. Negotiated benefit, not for the members to take advantage of, not for them to abuse. If they are going to abuse it, then we have the class agreement that the management and the union should sit down and deal with those possible abuses. That's what should be taking place. Now, I did see the minister making a comment that his management team is now supposed to be dealing with some individuals. I heard him mention, say, well, let's go use the CBA, sit down and have a conversation with the union, particularly as relates to, Schedule 3 sick leave on page number whatever it is, to say that we think that a few people may be on possible abuse, and as a result of that, we need to have a conversation with them. The overall challenge with cotton service is costing the country a lot of money, and I say that respectfully, because when we look at Mr. Lister saying, particularly there are people who sit cover, and there are as many as 4 people sitting cover, and when those 4 people are used up, then that creates challenges for the service. I want to say this to the minister respectfully that, I don't know who gave him this information. My understanding is that, we have 6 sightseeing coordinators that are employed at DPT. And unless they're doing cruise ships, they sit cover every day. One makes 6 o'clock in the morning to 1 o'clock. 2 of them make 6 o'clock, 6:30 to 1:30. And another 2 make 7 o'clock to 2 o'clock. And we have other daily order people that's there to cover people's work. Now, as I said to you a few moments ago, what I have asked Brother Summers to do is got a printout from the government of all the sick leave for our people for 2010. We had that. I worked those under for Marine and Ports, Parks Department, and DPT. So whilst the minister is correct that you might have, if you look at the whole of 2010, you might have an average of 8 to 10 people out sick every day. We need to clarify what's certified and what's uncertified time. Because what the minister's doing is lumping it all together and say, well, you know what, we have as many as 4 people or so that's calling in for uncertified sick, and the rest is probably certified sick. But I have the numbers in front of me, and I don't mind sharing them with the media, that says that, and I have the whole 12 months worked up. At the high end, probably I want to say it's either February or March, it's probably 3.2 operators out per day in February, and it goes down as low as 1.2 members out on uncertified sick. So you don't have the situation where you got 4 or 5 or 46 operators out sick every day on uncertified sick. More importantly, if we're providing a service, if somebody has a duct certificate, and this is what's becoming very concerning, what the minister is also doing, respectfully, he is punishing the public, he is punishing tourists for saying that if somebody's calling in sick, even though they have a duct certificate, I'm not covering their work. And that to me is morally wrong. It has to be wrong, and the minister's got to understand that this situation right now needs to be sorted out. And if it means nobody's condoning any possible use of sick leave, the unions always advocated for to sit down and have a conversation with any employer about the possible use of sick leave. But we can't just lump everybody in a vacuum and say, you know what, as a result of somebody abusing sick time, or they think somebody's abusing sick time, I'm going to punish the public for that, or punish the tourists for that. We think it's morally wrong, and the minister needs to really take another serious look at it. And let me finish on this note. We're talking about cutting service in a time when our season is beginning, and when I look at the overall department of DPT, the minister has actually, let me just get the numbers so I make sure I get them correct. What the minister has actually done, or the department has actually done, transportation costs is going down by $467,000. That's about 4% decrease. Maintenance costs is going down by about 1.6 million, which is about 23%. Between the two of them, they have decreased by 27%. The other big number that's very concerning, you have decreased services to Bermudians, decreased services to tourism, and now you're taking administration costs up by 57%. That to me can't be correct. Now, whatever consultants you got here, whatever you're doing with that additional $711,000 could have went towards providing a better service, whether it's in marina ports or whether it's DPT, providing a better service for Bermudians and a better service for our tourism product. Thank you.